Jonathan Vigliotti is outside a hospital in Istanbul where some of the victims have been taken. Jonathan, what do we know about the suspected gunman and the status of this manhunt?
Yeah, the manhunt, Elaine, very much ongoing as we speak. At this point, we don't really know a lot more about who he is, what his motives were, and where he may be. The last he was seen was entering inside that club, and we're told by witnesses was inside for only really a few minutes, opening fire with an assault rifle before he disappeared. Really, right now, the active scene is behind me at the Shishli Etfal Hospital, where, as you can imagine, it's been a very long and tedious day for family and friends of those inside Club Reina last night, celebrating New Year's. Those that were injured, as you mentioned, well over 60, brought here to the hospital. At this point, the extent of their conditions still unclear. We do know that several in critical condition, some obviously sustaining gunshot wounds, others getting injured while just trying to make their way outside of that club during all of that chaos. So we did manage to speak with one person, Wadi Sahil. He has been here since early this morning. We spoke with him a short while ago. He was not inside the club, but 5 of his friends, all Moroccan, all living here though in Istanbul, were there in the club at the time. They were all injured and brought here to the hospital. He told me that he was able to actually speak with all of them very briefly on the phone. He described them as all being in a state of shock. Their exact condition, he said, was unclear. He wasn't able to really communicate that well with them. He himself actually had an interesting point. He was thinking of possibly going out to this club, Club Reina, a very popular club, one of the most popular clubs here in Istanbul. He said and told us that he actually decided not to go out and celebrate purely because how cold it was. It was snowing here, so he decided to stay in. He was also very much well aware of the ongoing threat here in Turkey and specifically in Istanbul surrounding the holidays and decided to stay in. Again, though, he, among many other people here at the hospital tonight, waiting on any update on their friends and family, as again, that very active manhunt continues for this one attacker, believed to be just one attacker, that remains at large this evening.
Jonathan, U.S. authorities had warned of a possible attack. Do we have a sense of what security was like when this attack unfolded?
Yeah, security throughout Turkey has been very heightened, as you can imagine, especially surrounding the holidays. In just the past 12 months, there have been over 30 attacks in Turkey. There was obviously an increased threat surrounding the holidays, and as a result, an increased police presence. We're told 17,000 police officers were here on the streets in Istanbul alone surrounding the holidays and the celebrations for New Year's. In fact, a very clear presence of police throughout the streets in the days and the hours, and even really leading right up until the attack took place. How this man, this suspect, was able to get through all of that security and make his way into this very popular nightclub, which had its own security, is something that will be analyzed much later. But at this point, though, again, that active manhunt really the priority this evening.
All right, Jonathan Vigliotti in Istanbul. Jonathan, thank you.